Are you worried that summer camp for the kiddos will break the bank? Well, fear no more. It's time to give your children the adventure of a lifetime, assuming they survive it. Welcome to Camp Budget Cuts. Yay! The only $5 camp proudly sponsored by duct tape and ramen. At Camp Budget Cuts, we believe in roughing it, and we do mean rough. We've slashed the costs and the standards. Our luxury accommodations include 2 trash bags and a stick. Hooray! And when it comes to meals, each one is served cold, completely unseasoned, and almost FDA approved. In fact, you haven't lived until you've tried our signature dish, Spaghetti-O-Nose. And forget fancy electives like horseback riding or archery. At Camp Budget Cuts, your child will enjoy soul-shaping experiences like staring at a tree, guess if it's poison ivy, and the ever-popular toilet paper poetry corner. And while we don't have cabins or tents, we do have a picnic table for the kiddos to sleep under that's not yet condemned. It's all intended to build character, because they certainly won't be building anything else. And when it comes to staff, we technically have some. Our head counselor is a newly paroled motivational speaker who once gave a TED Talk at a Waffle House. And our lifeguard learned CPR on YouTube, making her completely qualified. So this summer, don't just send your kid to camp. Send them to an unforgettable, mostly unregulated wilderness experience that'll haunt them forever. It's only at Camp Budget Cuts, where you get what you don't pay for.
Who are you? Who are these people?
Who are these people?
You've never heard of them?
You've never heard of them?
They're special.
They're challenging.
They're cheap, promotable.
I can't wait. They're cheap and I love them.
All righty, everybody. Ready?
And a 1 and a 2. Away we go. Happy Monday, June 2nd. Yep, it's working. It's working. We're good. Good morning, Fred. Hope you're doing well. Cheers to you. I'm already down here on the coffee. I am tired. Well, I'm not exhausted like tired. I'm just it's been a race of a weekend. It was just a go go go. And I felt like we skirted into Sunday night and then bam, right back into it. Into the throes of reality. And it's June 2nd. We're nearly halfway done with 2025. That doesn't seem right either. You know what I mean? Man, that's a long delay for me to catch up to the restream. Holy crap. Is Facebook that far behind it? I guess so. Anyway, hopefully we'll see the Dennis YouTube face pop up too. We'll see. His Friday or Wednesday, because we didn't do Friday. I was on the road Friday. The throw rugs of reality. Those pieces of life we hang on the deck and beat with a broom. Finally going to warm up this week. Yes, it is. We were around 83, 84 for the ball game yesterday evening, late afternoon. It was nice. It's going to be warm today. I don't want to steal Stone's thunder. Pun intended. Good morning. I got to wake up. All right. But yeah, we're nearly halfway done with June. Time is just flying. My daughter is officially in the recruitment season of her high school career. June 1st means that we can officially start having conversations with college coaches, which is exciting. It is. Because it's kind of you chomp at the bit and you hope for the best. But it also means we got a lot of work to do. We've got to get her field level thing updated and get videos up there and get those things going because, as you know, time flies. This junior year will be over. We gotta put the sauce on the noodles before they are too al dente. I guess they can't be too al dente, but they'll be too damn soft. Al no dente for poor me. But yeah, so take a minute today to breathe and plan out your week. Okay, just think about those things. You know, I keep my calendar. Every day I got those got to do it's. in my paper calendar, something tangible, and just write down what you got to do this week. Write down your goals. Give yourself some direction. And then put that aside because we got a morning show. Giggity-goo, let's go. It is National Rotisserie Chicken Day today, by the way. Pro tip, Sam's Club or Costco probably too, but they'll sell the big rotisserie chickens. When they don't sell them, they turn them bad boys into enchiladas, and you can buy a big-ass tray of enchiladas for like peanuts and feed your whole family on the cheap. Pre-made, right? Just toss it in the oven. We did that into last week. Those are some good-ass enchiladas, rotisserie chicken enchiladas. I feel like you're going to get a lot of food metaphors today for some reason. I don't know why. No particular reason. You want to go to the pool. There's Dennis. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the YouTube. But yeah, I want to go to the pool. I want to go to the river. That's what I want to do. I don't think we'll be able to do it this weekend. We have other obligations, and then next weekend we have other obligations too. But it is what it is. It is nice today to take advantage. National Rotisserie Chicken Day. It is also National Rocky Road Day. Whether we're talking ice cream or whether we're talking Cape Girardeau's municipal streets, it is Rocky Road Day. And it's also I Love My Dentist Day. And, of course, I have had a secret, passionate crush on my dentist since, college, maybe, just out of college. Jim Fox, Dr. Jim Fox, handsome son of a bitch, great dentist. Once upon a time, he could pour a mean drink too. But no, Jim Fox, our family dentist, Fox Family Dentistry. We love our dentists and their cohorts within, Laura and crew. Happy I Love My Dentist Day. Go love your dentist. Unless your dentist is an asshole, then tell him he sucks. That's that. All right, let's get this TIQ up here. Excuse me while I whip this out. Today's TIQ is sponsored by the Missouri State High School Athletics Association. Why not? It'll be a good one. Let's see how you do. 17% of people have not done this since high school. 17%. I'm going to post it in here. Everybody can see it in the comments. 17% of people have not done this since high school. Hey, did that actually post to Facebook now? Like it gave me a little check mark like it posted the comment, but I don't see it showing up in the scroll. I don't see restream on Facebook comments. Whatever. Anyway, guess away. I think this will be this one might stick around a little bit. Okay, this is a camp post. I thought so. While you're guessing, we're going to get into birthdays. We're going to do a deep dive today, and I don't think I've done a deep dive on anything in a couple of seasons, like down the rabbit hole about a little piece of history or this or that. We used to do them a lot more. I don't know really why I transitioned out of it. I think it's just because, some people don't give a shit and they don't want to listen to my Paul Harvey moments as I ramble on about something random. But it's my show, and y'all ain't paying for it, so I'm going to do what the hell I want. Hard drugs. Studied. No, but good guesses. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends off my friends list on Facebook and random celebrities. Happy birthday to you. Read a book. Read a book. Read a book. Nope, not read a book, but that's a good guess. Happy birthday to Tyler Underwood. Hope you have a fantastic B-Day. I hope Rachel gives you a little pat on the butt and buys you some beer. Maria Swan Childress, happy birthday. Happy Monday birthday. The sun is shining. Take advantage. Happy birthday to Barbara Macklin. Barbara, hope your day is great. Hope you get a lovely card from your son. Lienwig von Kinnestein. Feliz cumpleaños. Emily Hendershot Wolf. Emily Wolf, happy birthday. Emily and I went to high school together 10 years ago. Dated the football team. Haven't done that since. I'd hope not. That'd be a felony. But no. Good guess. Happy birthday to Christy I know her as Christy Maynor, and that's what I'm going to call her today because I screwed up her maiden name terribly. Kilker. Christy Maynor, happy birthday. Used to be KK, now she's KM. She's kick-ass all the way around. Wu-Tang. Happy birthday. Christy, I hope you have a fantastic birthday. Celebrity birthdays today. We have Aquafina, the pop culture star that I think might have recorded something too. She was on some TV show on Disney or something and named herself after the water, but spelled it like awkward, which is appropriate. She's pretty funny, I think. I don't know. Danced. No, that's a good guess. Gosh, that'd be kind of sad, right? You haven't danced since high school? You should dance right now. Algebra. God, that's a good guess. I'd say that's higher than 17%. But I like the guess. And I'm glad to, I don't know, I probably have used it since high school. It's been a minute. Soccer star Abby Wambach is 45 today. Happy birthday to Abby. Justin Long is 47. Dominic Cooper is 47 today. And the young Spock from the newer Star Trek movies, Zachary Quinto, however he pronounces it, my apologies. The one that looks like Barry Bernhardt's kid when he was smaller. He is 48 today. Spock Jr. Danced, algebra, sex in a car. No, but good guess, Gregory. How's your hand, brother? Gregory got in a fight with a Sawzall. And let me tell you, Sawzall fights, I got my little STL Arch Apparel hat on today. I haven't worn this in a long time. When you get in a fight with a Sawzall, nobody wins. And this one, I can tell I haven't worn it in a while because I literally had to, all the snapbacks, I had to tighten up a dot or two because I lost scalp fat. Fat is everywhere in your body. You don't think about, like, when people say fat head, you literally have a fat head. I had a fat head. It's less buffalo, still buffalo. Pulled your finger. Made out. Nope. Moved up to minivan. Bethy's making me sad. She's like all these, like, all the lonely people. They don't make out or dance. Cha-cha-cha. Is getting better. Good. You got to admit, it's getting better. It's getting better all the time. Wentworth Miller is 53 today. If you're a fan of Prison Break back in the mid-late 2000 first decade, 2005 to 9, I think, Prison Break was on. I think it was on HBO. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I saw it filming in a few times because it was filming in Dallas and around that area and kind of through different spots of Texas, whatever. Prison Break. Wentworth Miller, he was Michael in that one, the dude with the really pretty eyes. It's his birthday. He's 53. Looks about 37, though, so good on you. Played sports. No. Good guess. Taking guesses on the TIQ. Today's winner gets all the laud and admiration of the entire comments section, along with a vigorous ringing of the St. Jude cowbell. All right? Keep it up. Also, Captain Cold in Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, and he was in, I can't remember the other thing he was in. Wayne Brady is 53 today. Yeah, Wayne Brady. I honestly thought Wayne Brady was older than that. Not because of his looking older. I know I'm 51, and I've been watching Wayne Brady for a minute, right? I thought he was older when he did Chappelle and shit, but he was like my age. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Played a musical instrument. Had purple drink. Nope and nope, but I like that. Oh, man, the purple 3 liters. Wayne Brady, happy birthday. Comedian Joe Coy is 54 today. Bravo's Andy Cohen is 57. Kyle Petty, 65 today. Dana Carvey is 70. Master impersonator, Turtle Man, Dana Carvey. Happy birthday. Jerry Mathers, 77. Yeah. How's his beaver? Sure, it's dandy. And Stacy Keach is 84. Stacy Keach, he was, what was the name of the show, his detective-y show in the 80s that Stacy Keach did? Something Hammer? Fuck, why can't I remember it? There you go. You get bonus points if you tell me what the Stacy Keach detective show. And he got busted for, like, coke and a bunch of shit in, like, the late 80s. He kind of had a fell out, and then he kind of got back into acting again, I think. Pulled an all-nighter. No. Rode a bike. No. Good guesses. Good guesses. And I hope you had a great weekend, guys. We kind of, to wrap up the weekend for us, we had State on Friday, and if you were here Wednesday, you knew that was coming. But Layla went up. She competed. She placed dead last. We did not expect her to do much at all, but she sliced her ankle open Wednesday afternoon. If you followed my social, you caught all that drama and madness, and that was some scary shit, and that kind of sucked. So anyway, she, though, is fine. She's stitched up. She's healing well. She'll be back at it. Gym, workouts, and all that start this morning. So she's on the grind. Obviously, common sense prevails, and doctors' recommendations will be followed as far as recovering and all that. Went egging. No, that's a good guess. I never went egging. I never egged anybody's house or anything. I have too much respect for food. Excuse me. Rode a bike. No, that's a good guess. So anyway, we had that. And she competed. I want to give a shout out to Isaiah Husky, one of her peers that did shot put for the men. He placed third. And the kid that placed first and the kid that placed second, both from Nixa, Missouri, south of Springfield. And they have this kid that placed first. He's like the number one draft pick for college or whatever, recruitment pick, whatever. An amazing athlete. He's like, 7'10". He's got a blue ox that travels everywhere with him. An amazing athlete, though. And apparently an incredible scholar as well. This kid's awesome. So good on him for swinging first, to the point that they debated having to move shot put because his second throw hit the ground and bounced into the fence. The fence, way back behind the shot put area. Like .03 from the high school record, like national high school record. So they debated having to knock the fence out or something just in case. Did not do that. He moved on. Mike Hammer. I think it was like Mike Hammer or something like that, Dennis. Yeah. But yeah, don't you remember that? Like he got, it was like coke or like transvestite hookers or something. I don't know. It was some kind of madness in the late 80s. Thank you for catching that, Fred. It's a babe. Anyway, so he took first here, and to give the pedigree here, like his dad threw for like Team USA. His mom was an Olympic athlete. I think his dad was an Olympic silver medalist or something. Like, it's in the genes, kids. So congrats to him. He's going to play for University of Miami next year, or in 2 years, whenever he gets out of high school. But Isaiah placed third amongst the more normal human-sized high school kids. Isaiah is a beast, and he threw like a monster and cemented his spot third at state, and I think that's awesome. So good job to him. Good job to all the athletes. As far as I know, it was a safe meet. Nobody got hurt. Hey, Nani, and a hot cha-cha. Let's get some Today in History stuff going because we're done with birthdays. Birthdays are over. Today in History. Look at this photograph. It's black and white and faded. It's looking pretty poor. Looking pretty worn. Is it? It's black and white and faded, and it's looking pretty worn. Was it worn or poor? Ooh. I see the factory out of work, silhouetted in the back. Wasn't Stacy Keach the old trainer in dodgeball? No, that was the guy who was Rip Torn, I think, was the old trainer. 1896, Marconi played the Mamba. Actually, he patented the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city on rock and roll. 1928, Kraft Velveeta cheese was invented. That's right. Velveeta cheese was invented in 1928. 1933, they finally installed a pool at the White House. Gosh darn it, it took them long enough, didn't it? Got up to watch the sunrise, Dennis. Well, good. You know, the summertime, the sun's up. As we kind of kick off the day, like I'm leaving the house with daylight already. So I got to get up out the door a little earlier now to catch the actual sunrise. But we got the Canadian wildfire smoke blowing over us, and it hazes up everything right now. No issues here, breathing-wise, but it makes for some kind of mystical morning action. Sergeant Stadenko from Cheech and Chong who turned into a lizard. God, you guys are beautiful. You're like, if I open this cabinet of knowledge, it's just, there's the dentist section and the Fred and it's just, you guys are just full of it. I love it. Keep it coming. 1941, on this day in history, Lou Gehrig passed away at age 37. Baseball Hall of Famer. He died of a degenerative disease called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. We know it as ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. I got to stop touching the mic. Stop touching it. Stop touching it. 1979, the number one hit in the land was Hot Stuff by Donna Summer. I got the album. She wearing that sexy satin jumpsuit with like the neon shit behind her. Gonna be some hot stuff, baby, this evening. 1997, a federal jury convicted Gulf War veteran Timothy McVeigh in the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing that killed 168 people. Well, bye. And he was summarily executed. You know, in 2001, the number one hit in the land was thanks to, partially, to Moulin Rouge. Christina Aguilera, Lil' Kim, Maya, and Pink, and Missy. Anyway, they threw down Lady Marmalade. Hits number one. That's a jam, though, wasn't it? I mean, it's samples and mixing, a whole thing. But it was a jam. Doesn't feel like that song's 24 years old, though. That's kind of weird. We got all kinds of fun today, too. We're going to do the deep dive, and we're going to talk about dark chocolate, legit dark chocolate. 2003, Alan Jackson, Jimmy Buffett released It's 5 o'clock somewhere, do-do-do-do, and that's it. And now we sing it all the time, right? You, the karaoke kings, go get it. We were discussing yesterday in the booth, as we like to have side conversations pretty much every game. But the subject came up of the most American country-ish folk you can think of. And we were debating who that top lineup was. Toby Keith, climbing up there among the ranks. Who else came into light? But anyway, you can tell me who you think the most American fellow was. Person, lady, gent. 2004, Jeopardy fans know it as Ken Jennings Day. It began his 74-game winning streak on Jeopardy. Dynasty, that's the word. 2011, Pink and her husband, Carrie Hart, not to be confused with Corey Hart, who wears his sunglasses at night, they welcomed their first child, a daughter named Willow Sage. So happy birthday to Willow Sage, turning 14 today. It's a big day. My son's going to turn 14 next month, Willow. Maybe y'all can get married someday. Probably not. I don't know if Lawson will get married. He'd give two shits about girls or boys. He just does his thing. Good. Stay focused. I want him to earn his first million by 21. He's going to do it quietly. And in 2012, R.I.P., from Hogan's Heroes and Family Feud, my grandma called him the Kissin' Bug. Richard Dawson passed away on this date 13 years ago. He was born in 1932. Richard Dawson. The Kissin' Bug, though. My grandma. Oh, there he goes again. Smooching everybody. Yeah, the Kissin' Bug. He's got... And now, Richard Dawson. Steve Harvey tried to be slurping on everybody like that. You got to be careful. But I feel like the Family Feud is like a final vestige resting place for people who are a little below board on what's expected in a social situation like that. You know what I mean? Maybe, maybe not. There's one thing for sure. Death, taxes, and Stone Richards Weatherlord. Hey, look. There he is. Hey, Stone. How's it hanging? Remember we used to say that shit all the time? Hey, bro, how's it hanging? We didn't even say bro. We just said, how's it hanging? Hogan's Heroes was great. You know, one of my favorite shows was Baba Black Sheep. Or Black Sheep Squadron, I think was the name of the show. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about? And they had the Corsairs. That was my favorite World War II fighter plane, the Corsairs. I love those planes. Oh, and jumping off the deck, shove it into overdrive. Ain't got no overdrive. Not on those babies. You just Pappy Boynton, you just strap in and hang on, grab the stick, hold your dick. Let's hope for the best. Right? Good stuff. All right. Yeah, Hogan's Heroes was hilarious. I know nothing. Do you know the weather? Tell us. Tell us what the weather is, Stone Richards. We have ways of making you talk. 64 degrees in downtown Cape. Probably about 66 by now. I hadn't updated that since about an hour ago. But we're going to get up to a high of 88 today. Dare I say, with the humidity in point, probably going to feel like 91, 92-ish. And not much of a breeze either. Pretty still. We'll dip into tonight. Partly cloudy skies, low of 67. Going to keep some of that warmth in the atmosphere. We'll step into Tuesday with sunshine, a little bigger of a breeze, 6 to 14 mile-an-hour winds, maybe some 22 to 25 mile-an-hour gusts. But sunshine tomorrow, high near 89. Sticky icky. We're going to move into Wednesday, though, right? Chance of showers. Really? Yeah, that's because we have a Cape Catfish back home again against Rex Baseball on Wednesday night. And it's a United Way Wednesday. You win-win on winning Wednesdays because it's also 5-7-3 night. Wednesday baseball tickets, $5.73, normally $10 for adults. Bargains. That's right, and that includes your taxes and fees too, biatch. 573, represent. Yay, yay. Midwest. Actually, for you guys, Midwest. Anyway, 573 nights, also United Way Wednesday. We're going to tell you all about the United Way, and you'll be able to help out there and find out more information about what's going on. Lots of cool stuff. But anyway, Wednesday night ball game. Thursday night. Yep. Back home again, Thursday night. So what do we have on the forecast? Wednesday, slight chance of showers earlier in the day, and then that's going to ramp up to about a 50-50 shot after 4. First pitch at 6:35. High near 87 Wednesday. Wednesday night, showers likely. Thunderstorms also possible as we move past dinner time into bedtime. Mostly cloudy, low around 70. Thursday, 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. First pitch 6:35. High near 84 Thursday, and then once the rain gets out, that's that front moving through. Thursday night into Friday, 69 for the low. Friday, 84. Saturday, 83. Sunday, 82. And kind of an over-lingering chance of showers and thunderstorms the rest of the week. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not a big fan of rain delays, especially when you had to get up the next morning for a morning show, but I am a fan of freaking Catfish baseball, and we're going to get out there and kick some more ass. We did lose yesterday, but they're looking all right. Man, I'm really struggling to get this thing to cooperate. All right, get out of the way. You move on. Let me catch up here. Okay, so love to watch. Okay, humid, yes, yeah. Everything sticks to everything in this weather. This is the weather where you shift from boxer briefs to either boxer briefs with a bullpen, like the Duluth Men's Trading Company underwear that I love so much. Duluth Trading Company men's underwear. That bullpen lifts and supports. Okay? You need it. You need it in this weather. Not even going to get into that side of the story. Toilet paper houses. TP in a house. That's a good guess, Troy. Not it. Yes, sir, Troy. Margaritaville night, Thursday night. We like to do theme nights with the games during the season. Margaritaville night's fun, man. We got the colors popping, the margaritas flowing from Seis Amigos. And, baby, it's a buffet. It's for the parrot heads. So come on out. All right, let's get into these brekkie bits. Stone, I'll see you Wednesday, buddy. Hopefully you have a little brighter of a forecast, right? Okay. All right. I'd rather kiss the bacon and eggs today. Loretta Swit, the Emmy-winning MASH actress, known for playing Major Margaret J. Houlihan, a.k.a. Hot Lips, from 1972 all the way up to 83 on the MASH TV series, has passed away. She was 87. R.I.P. Loretta. Loretta is one of my favorite names as far as, like, it's a name I've never seen attached to anybody that sucked, anybody that was boring. Every Loretta I've ever known has been awesome. So we're down one awesome Loretta. Major League Baseball is going to invest in a professional women's fast-pitch softball league. Awesome. It's about damn time. It's exciting to watch. Bass lines are so short. Did you see the game the other day? The girl stole home because the catcher was just doopity-dooping. Slid right under the frickin' catcher. It was insane. And she did have kind of a blind spot. Taylor Swift, attention, Bethy. Taylor Swift has bought back the rights to her major recordings, the masters. She owns them, all 6 albums. Well, all 6 of her first albums. She owns the rights now again. Yeah, she owns that shit like Walmart. She has complete ownership for the first time ever. What's she going to do with it? Make a bunch of money. Good morning. Read a book. No, John, that's a good guess. Good guess. Actor Devin Hargis. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. But he's known for his role in Boardwalk Empire and Daredevil. He passed away on Tuesday. He was 41. Hargis died at Mount Sinai West due to complications from cancer. So you look him up, you'll recognize his face if you were a Daredevil fan, probably. I can't remember which character he was. Miley Cyrus's 9th studio album, Something Beautiful, dropped on Friday, and it's getting good reviews. Early reviews from critics include comments such as solid pop, at her new creative peak, psychedelic. So, no, I don't know. I haven't listened to any of it yet, to my knowledge. 13-year-old Faizan Zaki from Dallas won the Scripps National Spelling Bee this year after finishing runner-up last year. He won by spelling the word eclaircissement. I can't even pronounce that word. But this little Indian kid kicked all the ass and won. 13 years old. Brilliant. Good job, son. We're proud of you. And way to rep Dallas, right? Dallas represent. Yay, yay. You know, he's 13. Perhaps if we'd have stayed in Texas, my son Lawson could have been in class with this kid and said, man, yeah, Faizan, he's really smart, Dad. No, she didn't already do that. Like, she's rich from her tours. She probably made stank money from her tours, but the albums and everything. But yeah, she did not own the rights to her first ones. I honestly don't know if it was Sony or who had the rights prior to. I can imagine that was a pretty penny she paid for it, though, right? Writing in cursive. No, that's a good guess. Today's TIQ, still scrolling down here, 17% of people have not done this since high school. And we've had some banger guesses. Sorry. I was outside for more than 3 seconds this weekend, and I had mosquitoes that they just find me instantly. And they got up my shorts. Like, it was like if I was wearing, like, track dad shorts, like coochie cutter shorts, it's like I had those on and the mosquitoes ate me. But I didn't. I don't wear those. It's gross. Yuck. Barely get above the knees for me. Ouch. More so now above the knee because I have a higher waist now. The dishes. Haven't done the dishes since high school. No, used a combination lock. That's a good guess. No, it is simple. It's a simple guess. Laundry. Dated someone of the opposite sex. Taken a shower. No. Read a book. No, that's a popular guess and a good one. Music legend Smokey Robinson. We mentioned he was being, some women had accused him of sexual assault. He has filed a $500 million defamation lawsuit against the 4 women who accused him in a lawsuit of sexual assault. He said, nope, y'all are full of shit. You don't have no evidence. I'm suing you for this crap. You'll mess with the tears of a clown. Apple is diving into the smart home market, which is currently worth $158 billion and growing 23% annually. Smart home market. Face recognition door locks are on the way from Apple. Would you do it? Would you trust Apple? Would you want to trust Apple with face recognition? Exercise. That's a good guess. That's a really good guess, but I'm not good enough yet. Smoked a blunt. No, carpooled. No, good guess. Oh, here's a good one. This one gets a new image. Let me get this guy up first. All right. Scientists have found fossils a lot of times, right? Fossils that were found decades ago up on Vancouver Island in Canada show that there was once a prehistoric sea monster never before known to man that was hunting prey in North America 85 million years ago. They created rendition of what these members of the Elasmosaurus family look like, and when you see them, straight out of Beetlejuice, right? Straight out of Beetlejuice. It's a freaking sandworm. Look at that. Look at that neck, and tell me that's not a sandworm. Anyway, I know, right? It's kind of neat. Beetlejuice dinosaurs. Beetlejuice dinosaurs. Don't say it again, Jesus. It'll be Jurassic Park's version. There it is, John. In the words of Collective Soul, run! I think that was vigorous. Congratulations. John McGowan nailed it. It is run. That's today's TIQ answer. Good job. We'll put the Regulo scroll back up here. And our last brekkie bit. Archaeologists have uncovered the remains of a nearly 3,000-year-old Mayan city called Los Abuelos. It's in northern Guatemala. It's got pyramids, monuments, and a unique canal system. And we just found it. Hey, by the way, here's an ancient city again. Shit's still being discovered. Isn't that cool, though? I mean, honestly, do you want to live in a world where there's nothing left to explore? I mean, obviously there's the oceans, and we're not anywhere close to exploring all that, right? But in Guatemala, now let's hope we didn't discover it because we were clearing out forests and destroying a bunch of shit. Hopefully somebody was just like, I'm going to plant some trees over here and hit stone and went, oh, wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, Greg put it on a tee for you, John. Greg, you got the assist. Here's the assist cowbell. 2 stars. All right. There we go. So the whole point of that, though, is that gives me hope that, like, there's still shit left for our kids to discover and uncover besides just technology and geneticism and all that stuff. Squatted there back in the 80s. Back in the 1080 BCs. All right. So this is our deep dive. I'm putting this first picture up just so there's something up here, but we'll talk about this guy. This is Michel Sefra. Now, if you know who Michel Sefra is, then you already know this story, and you can go get your coffee filled back up or whatever. This is not going to be like an hour-long thing or anything, but it's a deep dive. It's what we're doing. And here's the short deep dive on what we're going to talk about today. First off, we've talked before about regulating your internal clock and eating at certain times and drinking at certain times and doing certain things at the best times of the day, right? So that our cycle stays good, we stay healthy, we digest early enough that we're not sleeping with a bunch of food and getting fat. All these kind of things. It's all regulated around our clock, our 24-hour clock that we're used to. And we've been on that 24-hour clock for as long as we've had clocks, right? Even when we were winding them shits up. That's what's defined our day-to-day existence, sunrise to sunset in a 24-hour cycle. Well, a groundbreaking discovery about the body's internal clock was made not by a biologist, but by a geologist, that guy who created an isolation experiment back in the 60s, underground. In the early 60s, 1962, French geologist Michel got to be the French pronunciation, Michel Sefra. He descended into a dark, silent cave beneath the French Alps for what he believed would test endurance and human perception in isolation. He spent 63 days in total in the total darkness of the cave without access to a clock, without access to a calendar, without access to natural light. Cifre aimed to study geological formations and made an historic contribution to chronobiology. No external cues to mark time, right? He allowed his body to dictate his sleep, his eating, and his waking patterns. When he emerged from the cave 63 days later, researchers were stunned to find that his internal sense of time had drifted significantly. He believed far fewer days had passed. He didn't believe he was 63 days in. Okay? More importantly, physiological data collected during the experiment revealed that Cifre's body maintained a consistent cycle of activity and rest that averaged slightly more than 24 hours. This was one of the first clear demonstrations that humans possess a biological circadian rhythm, your biological clock, that is governed internally, not solely by sunlight, our clocks, or whatever external schedules we follow. All right? Cifre's accidental discovery laid the foundation for future studies on sleep, jet lag, shift work, how artificial lights affect human health. All that kind of rooted out of this, which is really cool. So, that drew a lot of inspiration, right? Cifre's work drew inspiration and eventually some government funding from the Cold War and from the space race. His 1962 adventure came right before the Cuban Missile Crisis. Ooh, that's some good timing. That spurred Americans to say, okay, we can live underground. We're digging fallout shelters because the Cuban Missile Crisis, for those of you unaware, was the Russians bringing missiles into Cuba and the height of the Cold War, Kennedy, president, all that, you know. Go catch up. So Americans are digging fallout shelters in their backyard, and they wondered what a new life below ground would look like. I actually have a Life magazine over in the Mike FM studio from that exact era. I need to go look. It might have Cifre in it. Cifra. Shit. Anyway, it has instructions on several different ways to build bomb shelters. So there you go. Sorry, am I getting... Okay, just a sec. The French Army wanted to know if it could keep soldiers awake longer. NASA wanted to know how the sleep cycles of astronauts would be affected on missions to Mars or beyond. Both of them financially supported his later research. Throughout the 60s, Mr. Cifre oversaw more trips underground by volunteers, all of them similarly cut off. He chose caves without bats, for example, because their nocturnal habits were a clue to the time of day. His experiments ran longer and longer, and the results were astounding. Without the sun's influence, his subjects experienced wildly different circadian rhythms. Some slept for 12 hours, then had no problem staying awake for 36 hours, though they experienced those 48 hours as half of it. They thought they were only 24 hours in. He returned to the subterranean in 1972, and that's what this picture is from right here. He stayed for 6 months in a cave in South Texas. Electrodes were attached to his chest and his head to measure various vital statistics. He spent time running a long protocol of his tests on himself. He was his own guinea pig. At one point during this stay, the 6-monther, the solitude got to him. He ripped off the sensors and almost called off the mission. It took him 10 days to calm down. He put them back on. He finished his stay, which at the time was a world record for time spent underground. Again, he thought he'd only been down for a short time, right? So he emerged depressed and in debt. His wife, Natalie, had decided to leave him. Can't really blame her. Dude's been in a cave a lot, you know. But I probably won't hear you because it's loud with the shop vac on. Yeah, I get it. Even with government funding, his project had cost him a small fortune, and he also faced criticism from cavers, some of whom felt he had disturbed a fragile ecosystem in the subterranean adventures, and skepticism from biologists who doubted his work as a non-specialist. Harumph, they said. Over time, Mr. Cifre's research has proved invaluable, though, to other researchers, and it stands as a pivotal contribution to chronobiology, a field in which three sciences, Jeffrey Hall, Michael Rosbach, and Michael Young, won the Nobel Prize in 2017 for discovering the genetic basis of our biological clocks. Again, started right there in 1962. So, after his 1972 descent, he turned to writing books and lecturing about caves. He spent time in Sri Lanka looking for caves with precious stones, and in Guatemala exploring subterranean sites for evidence of pre-Columbian settlement. He returned below ground once more after hearing that John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, had returned to space back in 1998 when he turned 77, right? Hell yeah, give her one more go. So he entered a cave in November 1999, emerged in February of 2000. He had taken foie gras and champagne along to celebrate the new millennium, though, again, his internal clock failed him. He thought it was New Year's Day, and it was actually January 4th of 2000. He passed away August 24th of 2024 at the age of 85 in Nice, France. And that is our deep dive today on Michel Cifre, underground phenomenon. And let's talk about some dark chocolate facts. Bye, Michel. Bonjour. Oh, we're not doing Did You Know? Skip. It's dark chocolate season. I don't know if there is a season for dark chocolate, but back in my Battlefield playing days, I used to play Battlefield 3 a lot with these guys. But 2013, 14-ish, I think, somewhere in that window. Anyway, 10 or so years ago, I had a buddy in the clan that I was playing with on the video games that had a startup, basically working with farmers in a fair trade to build chocolate. And like real high percentage dark chocolate, like 78, 88% cocoa dark chocolate. Good stuff. Anyway, he was based out of Arkansas. They'd import the cocoa, make the chocolate, sell it, and profits going back there. Big-hearted folks. Anyway, I think, and I can't confirm, but I'm 99% sure because you know how good my memory is. The company is Kaya Chocolate, Kyya, and they've grown quite a bit since those days. I'm going to throw this up in the comment section so you guys can find it. You can see it and go check it out. All right, so here's some facts about dark chocolate you may not know, but you should. It's good stuff for you, for the most part. Number one, it all starts with the cocoa bean, right? Cacao. That's like mystical. Cacao. Wu-Tang. Dark chocolate comes from the seeds of the Theobroma cacao tree. These seeds are fermented, dried, roasted, and ground into cocoa mass, which is dark chocolate's base. Fermented, dried, roasted, and ground. Already a process that I don't understand how we ever came up with as human beings. It's amazing. So, that's what it starts with. It's got to have the right bean. Number two, dark chocolate is packed with flavonols. Flavonols are compounds that are known to support blood vessel function and improve circulation. Many of the flavonoids are lost during processing. Yeah, and then now the Kaya chocolate I spoke of, that high percentage stuff, that's better for you. Now here's the deal. The bitterness is the benefit. But I like really sweet chocolate. Well, that's a bunch of damn sugar, okay? The darker the chocolate, the higher the cocoa content, and usually the more flavonols that are retained because less processing there. The bitter bite isn't just bold, it's where the good stuff is hiding. Cacao. Cow. Yeah, it's a Steven Tyler. Cacao. I'm thinking, I get the Wu-Tang in my head, though. Run your mouth now. Shut the fuck. Number three, milk and sugar. They steal the spotlight. Yeah, they do. Many commercial dark chocolates that you can go out and buy at the grocery store, like a Hershey's dark chocolate, they contain a lot of added sugar and sometimes milk fats, and those can undermine the health benefits from the dark chocolate, okay? Remember, the darker and more bitter it is, the healthier it is for you. Once you lose the bitterness, pretty much lost most of the healthy benefits. Studies have shown that moderate flavonol intake from cocoa can cause small drops in blood pressure, especially with people who have hypertension. I mean, if you have hypertension, you go out and eat 50,000 pounds of dark chocolate. Cat Cow. It's a new episode of Cat Dog called Cat Cow. All right, so not all bars are equal. 2 bars labeled 70% dark chocolate may have very different flavonoid content, depending on the bean source and how they were processed. So, if you really want to dig into the benefits, get to know your chocolate, okay? Get the good chocolate. Wu-Tang dark chocolate ain't nothing to chomp with. Yeah. Brain-boosting potential. Research hints that cocoa flavonols may improve brain blood flow, potentially aiding memory and focus in the short term. You're not going to get any massive effects, bottom line, from going out and eating a bunch of dark chocolate, but it can be helpful. It's a mood elevator, slightly. Dark chocolate contains small amounts of compounds like theobromine, caffeine, and phenethylamine, all of which may contribute to a minor mood lift. So, but good chocolate, it's a boost. Hey, that's tasty. Why does it melt so buttery smooth? Well, it's thanks to the cocoa butter that's in it. That's right. That's why it melts in your mouth, sometimes in your hand. It melts. Cocoa butter's melting temperature is just below human body temperature. So when you put it in your mouth, the cocoa butter's like, and it melts in your mouth, not in your hand. There you go. Cocoa butter, the magic. And in ancient Mesoamerican cultures, like the one we just discovered earlier in the Brekkie Bits, cocoa was so valuable it was used as a currency and revered as a gift from the gods. So for them, it was not candy. It was sacred. I'm glad that we have blasphemed all that and eaten all of your cocoa. I'm sorry. Unlike sexual chocolate, which gives you prowess during naughty time. Sexual chocolate! Sexual chocolate! That's me dropping the mic as best I can. Oh, man. Uh-oh, watch. Limp mic syndrome. Well, I hate these. Daddy's going to have to bust out the screwdrivers. And you have to use 2 because they're just opposite set screws. You don't have a bolt on one side or anything. It's like a damn pocket knife joint. I hate those kind. Get loose too fast. Hey, look at that. It's 8:22. Smells like warm and fuzzy. That's a terrible way to introduce warm and fuzzies, Darren. Smells like warm and fuzzy. The winds are just right for warm and fuzzy. That's a little better. A little better. Fred's nickname, Sexual Chocolate. He's got the t-shirt to prove it. By the way, if any of you local are looking for some shoes to really go out and strut your stuff, pimp it up, there is a pair of, and my size, Goldfish platform shoes for sale on Facebook Marketplace. They're still there, $50. They're white. Not going to do it. Not going to pull the trigger. Not going to do it. I would fall. Today's Warm and Fuzzies begin with some graduation announcements. We are in the throes of pomp and circumstance as we wrapped up the month of May and into the beginning of June. Most of the graduations for high school are done. College are done. Kids are moving on to the next adventure. Fred's catching them all, snatching them up. So be nice and don't yell through the next kid's name. WXIA says a Covington, Georgia teen named Zyla Blue Lott, ZYLA, first name, Blue, second name, Lott, Lott. I love her name, Zyla. That's a cool-ass name. Anyway, she recently graduated high school with high honors at the age of 15. She exhibited, dig this, an IQ above 124 at age 4. By the way, my friend Laura sent me an IQ test thing, and I need to do that. I forgot about that. Thank you, Laura. That was like 2 weeks ago, too. I don't know if I want to do it now. Anyway, 4 years old and IQ above 124. Zyla will be attending Kennesaw State this fall, majoring in software engineering. Her goal is to earn her doctoral degree by 21. Her friends describe her as grounded, driven, and full of light. Shit, that is a fantastic way to describe somebody. Grounded, driven, and full of light. Put that on a t-shirt. People will look at you and respect you. They read that on your shirt. Grounded, driven, and full of light. Unless you use like the wrong fonts. A Jacksonville, Florida teen recently saved a man from drowning at Jacksonville Beach. Mickey has pictures. Mickey? Oh, she's off screen. Darn. Brandon Williams. Kid can't swim, okay? This teenager. Brandon doesn't know how to swim. But somebody was dying. Somebody was drowning. So Brandon jumped in to rescue the guy. His father, Kay Williams, rushed over to help as well. Paramedics were on the scene. They provided further assistance. The man is expected to be okay. But thanks to their quick action, he will be. Good job. And I love this one. I'm a sucker for the sweet sauce on this. I love it. Dig it. KTVI says an Olivet, Missouri music teacher was proposed to on the last day of class this year. Danielle Sutherland was stunned. She walked into her classroom. She saw her boyfriend, Josh, holding an engagement ring while her coworkers and her students were in the classroom cheering. Josh dropped to one knee and the students all yelled, "Will you marry him?" A teary-eyed Danielle graciously accepted the proposal. Congratulations to Josh and Danielle. Josh, way to make sure she couldn't say no by including all of the kids. You got him. She can't. What's she going to do? Say no and make all, and you just hear this pin drop, and then one little girl. Just like Kindergarten Cop, they all light up. Yeah, Josh was her first hour student. No, they're not in Scott City. All right, boys and girls, enjoy your National Rotisserie Chicken Day. I mean, I sincerely hope you get just milk it for everything it can be. Can't beat a National Rotisserie Chicken Day. And hey, I'll see you Wednesday. No show this Friday. I have a colonoscopy scheduled, and I don't think we want to do a Facebook Live like that. That's a deep dive that only one man gets to experience consciously, and it's not going to be me or you. So there you go. That's all I got to say about that. But I'll see you Wednesday. We'll rock and roll it on Wednesday. You shall not pass. And then they all went to summer school. All right. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Have a great week. Be nice humans. Enjoy this weather, okay? And go run so you're not part of that 17%. In the immortal words of Mickey Sharp, peace.